Good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page and the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel as well, which must mean my name is Mike Avery, and I am so glad to have you along with us this evening. This is something I do every Wednesday night here on at least two of my social media outlets. How do you like the new graphics? I changed them around a little bit so they wouldn't interfere with the YouTube banners and wouldn't interfere with the Facebook Live as well. Johnny, right there is my guy. Johnny is my man. Johnny is going to be the guy that I'm going to bear hunt with this fall. I've decided that. Hello, Brian. Nice to have you along with us as well. Martin, always a pleasure, my friend. Richard, nice to have you along with us. Hello, Paul. Paul checking in from hell. I'm only assuming that it's hell, Michigan. Did I see the news? Evinrude just ended their production. No, I did not. Is that permanent? Evinrude ended their production of outboard motors. No, I did not see that. Wow. Matt checking in. Somebody from Gladwin. Brad, nice to have you along with us. Johnny. Anyway, no, I didn't know that about Evinrude ceasing the production of their motors. That's kind of a big deal, isn't it? Hello, Brian. Nice to have you with us as well. Ross, good evening, my friend. Ross, are you as heartbroken as I am? I know you are. Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ron St. Louis joins us tonight. Yeah, Johnny, I'm really looking forward to it. Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters, a guy who has become a good friend of mine and a guy I've bear hunted with for, I don't know, a dozen years now. I'm kind of blowing my own horn here somewhere, but I was kind of the first guy that went up there and started hunting with Pete Jones and got that ball rolling. And I've been up there ever since then and promoted him very hard. And now everybody who goes up there loves it and they bring people up there. But I feel bad for Ron because he decided he wasn't going to run hunters. And what a shame that is. And I certainly it was not an easy decision, I'm sure. So I got thinking, oh, you're watching from the shore of Lake Mitchell on your Apex quest. Excellent. So I'm going to change my plans here. I'm going to go for the second or third season in Michigan in the Newberry unit, and I'm going to hunt with Johnny Bowler. And Johnny says he's going to get me a bear. He's going to get me close enough I can hunt with my recurve. How cool is that? Dakota says, have I been fishing? Yes, I have been fishing. I've been in the water. I've been fishing. I haven't been catching. My season's kind of off to a slow start, I'll be honest with you. I knew what you meant, Dakota. Kind of off to a slow start. I will be on the water. Evinrude. That's a good question. Richard said, Evinrude, is that because of the COVID, of the Rona? Brent's making ribeyes on the grill. That sounds pretty good, Brent. Somebody tell me, is it because of the whole corona? Oh, by the way, how do you like my lilacs? You'll have 11 points for red oak. That should get you in, shouldn't it, Jeremy? I love the smell of lilacs, and I actually forgot to bring some in, and these are on the downhill side. James says, Johnny's awesome. I've talked to Johnny many times. I just never met him in person, but I'm looking forward to hunting with him now. Put that special juice out, Patton Buckmaster says, who we all know who that is. Paul, did you get put in Facebook jail again? Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze. The article says they were having a tough time, then the COVID made it worse. What a shame. There will be companies that do not make it through this. There will be some outdoor related companies, actually, that I know of, that I obviously can't talk about, that probably aren't going to make it through this either. Jeremy said, if you put lilacs in lemonade, it's amazing. You know what else is amazing? If you put Maker's Mark in lemonade, that's amazing too. Steve went down to Grand Haven Monday, caught 2 steelhead, 3 Lakers, a coho, and a king. That's a pretty good day, isn't it, Steve? In just a few minutes here, we're going to give away from Speedy Blaze. And then if Sherry joins us, we will also give away some freaking pickles. But if you weren't with me this morning, indulge me while I show you this. That's my master's license, my Coast Guard master's license. It's not a 6-pack license. It allows me to run a boat up to 25 tons. 25 tons is a pretty good size boat. bigger than anything I'm going to feel comfortable running, that's for sure. So it was a year-long quest. Thank you to Captain John Littlefield and Captain Mel Stackpool of Great Lakes Charter Training. I strongly recommend that. Dave says anything's better with Maker's Mark. And you notice I changed the graphics a little bit, right? I tweaked them a little bit to get them out of the way. I really like the way this works. I'm not going to bring anybody in on tonight. In tonight's show, it's just going to be you and me, and also Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze, going to give away some Speedy Blaze, and I think Sherry Harpham is going to join us. I'm waiting for somebody to buy me a captain's hat. That's what I'm waiting for. I did find out, though, when you do this with your head, you got to make sure to cover it, because if not, it burns. I have not burned it yet because I've been pretty careful, but it's starting to get tan. You can call me Skipper. You can call me Captain. But yeah, it feels really good. I'm kind of, to teach an old dog some new tricks. I am pretty proud of that. I'm not going to lie. The Quad Cities checking in. Wonderful. Houghton checking in. Let's see. Brandon says, should we call you Skipper? Yeah, you can call me Skipper. Absolutely. Chad checking in from the Quad Cities. Oh, see, when I do this, though, it doesn't make my other banner go away. All right. I've still got some experimenting to do here, folks. I'll learn how to do it. Scott says El Cheapo. What does that mean, Scott? El Cheapo. What does that mean? It's Scott, by the way, I think I was fishing below those fish. You were out there Sunday. I was out there Monday with Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats. Western Kentucky checking in. That's what I want. I don't want a hat like Gilligan. I want a hat like the Skipper. Florida checking in as well. This is Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. I do a radio show in Michigan. Airs on 29 stations across the state. And I do a Wednesday Night Live here on the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel and the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page as well. We talk about hunting, fishing, shooting, trapping, all things good, all things wholesome, all things biologically sound, all things ordained by God. That's what we talk about. My eye is doing very well, Walt. It's giving me some problems tonight. I got a lot of ghosting, and it's kind of screwed up tonight, but the eye is coming around very well. Jim says, why no bear hunting in Ontario? They may still have bear hunting in Ontario. We don't know yet, but Ron St. Louis, our guide and outfitter and friend up there, said it's just getting too late and he's not comfortable and he wants to pull the plug on it now because, what if he gets plans up there? He already had to cancel his May hunts. What if it gets to be, July? He's buying bait. He's been baiting bears and something goes south. I don't blame him. I'm disappointed, but I don't blame Ron at all. And you can bet I will be back up there again next year. I will encourage as many people to go up there as possible. All right. Speedy Blaze. Ticks are terrible, Nick. I've been hearing that a lot. Nick says the ticks are terrible. I have been hearing that a lot. Let's give away some Speedy Blaze. Ed Bolanowski. In my opinion, when will the bay clear up of debris and muddy water? It's happening now. It's happening now. There's still debris out there. You've got to be careful. I mean, you don't want to run out there and close your eyes. You got to watch out for the floating logs and limbs and crap and junk and everything else. But the bay is starting to settle down. You can find pockets of clean water. Saturday we had to run, Monday we had to run, I didn't keep track. It felt like it was like 12 miles out to about 25 feet of water to find some clean water. And it turns out we found clean water back up in 10 feet of water up off Finn Road. Here's an interesting question. John says, we have less hunters. Over the years, we didn't have orange on blinds. Why now? I don't see the need for it. John, that's a great question. Did that go through? I hope not, because I am vehemently against the idea of putting blaze orange on ground blinds. You're absolutely right. We have not had a problem with hunters being accidentally shot in ground blinds. So why would we want to... Listen, the fewer regulations, the better. If we legitimately need something for safety or for the management of wildlife, absolutely. But just to have a regulation for the sake of having a regulation, nobody needs that. Ross says if they open the border, the rumor is only 10 people in a gathering. Plus, here we go. Ross says if they open the border, the rumor has it only 10 people in a gathering. Plus, we have to self-contain for 2 weeks, so no bear hunting. And that would be a good reason for Ron just to choose not to deal with it. Dennis says he had a turkey that froze up on him at 85 yards last week, and he forgot his decoys back in camp. Dennis, you still got a few days. Oh, you know what else you still have a few days for? Until June 1st to apply for your Michigan bear and elk tags. Do not forget about that. What's this guy say? Spencer says, fishing season been put on hold due to the flood, holding out to see what happens with Sanford Lake. We'll have to adventure to other bodies. So, Spencer, Sanford Lake was your lake of choice. What a shame. What a shame. Craig has some good advice. Craig says, watch the satellite views of the bay to see the dirty water. That's some great advice, Craig. Thank you. Who is Sherry's here with us. Okay. Who is responsible for the debris in the bay? Well, nobody's responsible, right? I mean, where'd you go, Craig? I got to hide you. It happened with the flood. All right. So first of all, we're going to give away Speedy Blaze. You know Speedy Blaze. And Ed Bolanowski. Ed, check in just to make sure I know you're here. Ed is here. Ed is with Speedy Blaze, a Michigan-based company. You know I love that. Speedy Blaze is a replacement for wood. It's made from hardwood, so it's real wood. You can cook with it. You can put it in your fireplace. You can put it in your fireplace, your fire pit. And we're going to give away, I think, probably a couple of packages of it tonight. And if Ed Bolanowski is still with us, which I'm sure he is, we'll have a contest right now. You have 3 minutes right now to make your comments about why you would like to win 2 packages of Speedy Blaze. And the contest starts right now. The website, Speedy Blaze, he's here, speedyblaze.com, speedyblaze.com, Northern Michigan company. I think they're based out of Alpena. When we're done here, check out the website, speedyblaze.com. And I think you'll really be impressed. John says it did not go through yet. The NRC is meeting next month on these things. All right, Johnny's got to go. He's got to go for his daughter's birthday dinner. Have a great, Johnny, well, congrats or happy birthday to her. And thanks for agreeing to work with me on my bear hunt to get me out bear hunting this fall. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do want to go and visit those folks up there. No doubt about it. All right, why do you want somebody, Speedy Blaze, here we go. Comments on why you want to win 2 packages of Michigan-based Speedy Blaze. It's a great product. Ed Bolanowski actually demonstrated it for us here on the show a couple of weeks ago. I just didn't want to put him through all that tonight because it was kind of a hassle. Yeah, you don't have to deal with wet wood. There you go. No more dealing with wet wood when you've got Speedy Blaze. That's for sure. Here we go. Love to win. Never start a fire faster than hubby can. There you go. Elliot says he needs 2 packages and a smoker competition. There you go. Perfect for camping. Absolutely. 2 minutes on the Speedy Blaze. Give us some comments on why you want to win Speedy Blaze. Ed Bolanowski is standing by. Oh, Rob just put a new fire pit in his backyard. Could use it. That would be perfect for your new fire pit. SpeedyBlaze.com is the website here. And coming up in a few minutes after that, we'll give away some freaking pickles. Sherry Harpham is standing by. We're also not going to ask. Brent says he used the last of his, need more for his fire pit. Good stuff, he says. We're not going to ask you to go live with us either tonight, Sherry, but I appreciate it. Send Michigan concealed pistol license renewal in the... Yes, they do. Because I went through the same thing, Kirk. They do. I got a reminder from my local county clerk that my permit was coming due. I renewed the process online, and it was very, very easy. 1 minute left on the Speedy Blaze. That's all he burns at the lodge is Speedy Blaze. That's what Paul says. He calls himself Patton Buckmaster. He must have been kicked off Facebook again. 30 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. Yeah, you need to check him out. The website is speedyblaze.com. That's speedyblaze.com. What I should do, Ed, I'm going to go I will pick up a pack of Speedy Blaze. So I've got some here to show people what we're giving away. I will do that. I'll have a pack here so we can show people. And Sherry, I got some freaking pickles up in the fridge. I should have brought those down as well. My apologies. 10 seconds on the Speedy Blaze. 9, 8, 7, 6. You know what's coming. 4, 3, 2. End of contest. Ed Bolanowski, do your thing. Do your magic. Pick the winner of this week's Speedy Blaze giveaway. And next week, Ed, I will have some Speedy Blaze here to show people what it is. Go to the website, speedyblaze.com. While Ed is doing that, I'm going to start telling you who was on the radio show this week. 200 folks at Linwood Beach Marina, and Scott could show them Speedy Blaze. Dawn McLeod. Dawn McLeod is the winner. Boy, you're nice. You're fast, Ed. I like that. Dawn McLeod, you are the winner of 2 packages of Michigan-made Speedy Blaze. Congrats to you, and thank you to Ed Bolanowski and all the folks at Speedy Blaze for making this happen. Dawn, if you would, send me your contact info in a private message here on the Facebook page, and I will pass it along to Ed at Speedy Blaze. Congrats to Dawn McLeod for winning 2 packages of Speedy Blaze, and Ed Bolanowski and everybody at Speedy Blaze, speedyblaze.com. Thank you for making this giveaway possible. In a few minutes, we'll give away some freaking pickles. And you can bet throughout the year, we will also be giving away a Michigan brand ham too, because I like Michigan brand hams. All right, who's on the radio show this week? Bill Hoffman's not here to ask. I'm going to tell you. Our opening topic this week is something that is very serious, very controversial. And that is Sanford Lake and Wixom Lake and the dam failures. I did not intentionally get into the whole issue of lawsuits, of liability, of who's responsible, because that is beyond the scope of my little radio show. That's not something I care to delve into because I really don't know anything about it, and I don't want to speculate. I'll leave that for the full-blown news, operations, and organizations. What I did talk about was the resource, the fishery. Talked with Don Barnard, who is a retired DNR fisheries technician, who has spent a lot of time doing research on those waters. And also he's a hardcore angler. So he's fished those waters for walleye, pike, muskie, crappies. So we had a conversation about, number one, where did the fish go? Now we know that some of them got trapped when the water went out so fast. They got trapped, and some of them are just laying up there rotting. And some people went out and picked those fish up. It is technically illegal to take game fish if you're not taking them on sport tackle, like hook and line. However, in this case, I'm glad those people got those fish. Better to get those fish and have them be used rather than lay out there and rot in the mud and in the sand, right? So some of the fish were trapped. Some of them are still swimming around in some shallow pools of water, which are going to continue to dry up as it gets hotter. Yeah, Rob said he's sorry to hear about everyone's bear hunt up here being canceled. You're going to miss the meat sticks. And you know what, Rob, I feel bad for White River too, because I think the bear hunters bring in a fair amount of money to the town, and to Ron, of course, obviously too. Some of those fish, according to Don, got flushed downstream. So my question was, since Wixom and Sanford Lake are such good muskie fisheries, if those fish got flushed down to Saginaw Bay, are we going to have a muskie fishery on Saginaw Bay? And Don said, actually, the number of fish that would have gotten flushed down there is so small compared to the size of Saginaw Bay, it won't make that much of a difference. Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News has a preview of their June edition. In hour number 2, we're taking the ultimate freshwater fishing adventure. In my opinion, that's what I call it. It's a trip to Stannard Rock, not Standard, Stannard Rock, 50 miles out in Lake Superior, with Dave Kimmer of Kimmer's Charters, kimmerscharters.com. Dave is he's one of the first guys to take people out to Stannard Rock. He talks about that fishery, what it is, how to fish it. It's very cool. Nice to hear. Patton Buckmaster, also Paul, has one spot open for late season for Red Oak. Jim, I don't know if there's going to be a Woods and Water show this year. I don't know about anything for the future. I've given up trying to figure things out. And then Jeff Poet wraps up hour number 2. Jeff wears his Michigan Wildlife Council hat, and he tells us about how Jay's Sporting Goods has the doors open once again. In hour number 3, we're talking fishing with Nick DeShano of Offshore Tackle, Michigan-based family-owned Offshore Tackle, and then Wild Game Chef Extraordinaire Dave Miner. What do they mean? Shotgun? I don't know the answer to that. IOAN. Is it Ian? Is that how we say your name? Ian? and I apologize. I've asked you this before. Some info on what, Eric? Remind me what we were talking about. Some info on what? Archery. Ross says he got Bishop's bear mount back. It looks great. Wonderful. My bear rug is now done. I need to go over to Linwood Taxidermy and pick it up. LinwoodTaxidermy.com. Standard Rock. I'm telling you what, I have fished Standard Rock before, and it is absolutely incredible. How do I hide? I think there's a... No, that's not it. I think there's a setting that allows me to hide that, but I don't know what it is. Anyway, my name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. It's something we do every Wednesday night. Well, probably 50 Wednesday nights a year. I probably miss a couple for whatever reasons. Okay, I see what you guys are talking about, Eric and Paul. Yeah. I do it live on the Mike Avery Outdoors Facebook page and the Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel. We talk about the outdoors, the history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle. I sometimes bring in guests. This is something I just figured out how to do here with this new platform a couple of weeks ago. So probably next week I will bring in some guests to shoot the breeze with me. But tonight, Yoan, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Yoan, thumbs up or thumbs down. Yoan. I will certainly I'll try to remember that, Yoan, because you're here with us a lot. Yeah, you like the picture of my grandkids with that bass? Yeah, that was very cool. Very cool. Sent. Okay. Where we got Richard Hyde. Waiting to see if it's Yoan. Pretty cool name, though. A lot more interesting than Mike. A lot more fun than Mike, that's for sure. Yes, Yoan. All right, Yoan, I'm going to try to remember that when I see you now. I'll try to remember to say it correctly. Yoan. Before we get to our Freaking Pickles giveaway, a couple things I want to talk about here. Oh, well, what happened to the Sanford and Wixom fish is actually the topic of this week's Ask Avery segment, but I won't go into that now. I told you I did get my captain's license. Boom. 25-ton master with towing endorsement, so I could actually work on a towboat, or I could captain a towboat if I had enough experience and the desire to captain a towboat. I have been out fishing, by the way. Not doing great so far. Off to a slow start, but it'll get better. Boat registrations. I want to follow up on this. Last week on the radio show, I talked about the fact that our illustrious commander-in-chief, you know who I'm talking about? That at the time when we recorded the show, she had not exempted boat registrations like she had driver's licenses and car registrations. There was a window, there was an extension there, but she hadn't done it to boat registrations. And I talked about that on the air last week. Well, we recorded on Wednesday, and Friday she did the same thing to boat registration. So if you heard the show last week and you thought I was making a mistake, I wasn't. I was going on the information that I had at the time, but she has now included boat registration. So if you applied for your boat registration renewal, but you didn't get it yet, you're still okay. Just have proof that you applied with you and you'll be okay. Big Gretch. Yeah, that's what it is. Interesting. A fishing rod I found over the weekend, found a Bronson Mercury made in Bronson, Michigan. It's pretty old metal rod. I've never heard of that, Sean. Very cool. Would you, John, it's John. Romanian, like Ivan, Russia, Juana, Mexico. It's John. Oh, she's not going to kick me out. She doesn't have control over Facebook yet, Paul. She doesn't have control over Facebook. I'm going to call you John. And if it's Yoan, I'm going to call you John. Also, I was talking about last week, the flood of 86, supposed to be 1,000-year flood. And 14 years later, we had another 1,000-year flood. It wasn't 14 years since 1986. It was 34 years. But when you get to be my age, you kind of lose track of such things. And a reminder, made in the 50s, Sean says. And a reminder, you have, if you want to apply for a Michigan bear or elk tag, you have until June 1st. You're not going to get a Michigan elk tag. You know you're not. I'm not going to get a Michigan elk tag because 40,000 people are going to apply and they're going to give 100 of them. So we're not going to get a Michigan elk tag, but we might as well apply because you can't win if you can't apply, right? If you don't apply. You're better off, in my opinion, to try to get your Michigan bear or elk tag through the Pure Michigan Hunt because fewer people apply and you can apply multiple times. That's what I'm going to do. But I am also going to put in for the Michigan elk license, a bull only. I figure if I wait all these years, I only want a bull. Nell's checking in. Well, Nels, you're one of the good guys. I've told you this before. Nels Larson is one of the good guys. He's a guy who started the Walleye for Warriors event, which, by the way, we can't have this year because of the Rona. My sense is that people are, at least in my part of the state and further north, it's like people have had enough. I think people feel like, look, we've done our part. We made the sacrifices. We understand there's a threat. We understand there's a concern. And down in the southeast part of the state, a bigger concern than up here and further north. No, Dawn, you do not have to hunt with their guide. For the Michigan elk hunt, you do not need an elk guide, although I would recommend it. Norm checking in from Beaverton. How are you? Ken checking in from Timmins, Ontario. And I think people just want to get on with their lives. Now, will this come back to bite us? I don't know. The experts say it will. And yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if we see a second wave come, but man, you still got to have some quality of life. Ross says he will be drawing an elk tag this year. Way to go, Ross. Positive thinking. Ross says he's going to win a Michigan elk tag. Good for you. Jim says he's applying just for a bull tag. He's got 17 points. Rick quarantined for 48 days before he ever went in public for gas. You did your part, Rick, right? I mean, what more do they want? You can see the comment. I'm not going to read it. You can see it. Randy says, nice rug. Are you talking about the toupee I'm wearing, Randy? Oh, no, you're talking about my bear rug. Linwood Taxidermy did my bear rug. And it's just waiting for me. I just got to go pick it up. I can't talk about it too much, Randy, because it's a surprise birthday present. So we're not going to talk about it too much more. Which eye do I want there? Scott got a Montana combo tag for elk. Can't wait for September. What is, Scott? What is the combo tag for elk in Montana? Is it a whitetail or a mule deer and elk tag? How cool is that? It'll never surpass the elk hunt that you and I were on in Colorado. The world's best elk hunt, right? That's not me. That's my chair. See, just my chair. Waiting for the Secretary of State to open. But Dawn, we were saying earlier, you can apply online. And if you have your proof of application, you'll be good. You're not going to get a ticket for it. I'm still waiting to see what Scott says. While we're waiting, how about some freaking pickles? Let's give away some freaking pickles. Freakinpickles.com, freakinpickles.com. Sherry Harpham is standing by. I love the name Freakin' Pickles. You got to be careful how you say it. They're really becoming very, very popular because they are very, very good, very tasty. They're a healthy treat. They're a healthy snack. They're not bad for you at all. That's why I kind of like them. Plus, they taste great. So if you want to win some freaking pickles, make your comments right now. Jason, you're in. Jason's in on the contest. You are in. We'll give you 3 minutes again to make your comments. Sherry Harpham is standing by. Make your comments creative and tasteful. Wink, wink. Tasteful for freaking pickles, right? And Sherry will pick the winner coming up here in 3 minutes. So anyway, I will apply for a Michigan Bear tag. I'm going to apply for the second season as my first choice in the Newberry district and the third season in Newberry as my second choice with 3 points. They're located in Tawas area, Au Gres area, but they're sold all over the east side of the state here in Michigan, and they're expanding quickly, rapidly. Johnny Bowler says, if I get a tag, I can hunt with him. I've never met Johnny, but I've talked with him several times online, several times here on the Facebook page. A lot of people vouch for him. They say he's a good guy. He has pictures of very big bears. I like big bears, and I cannot lie. I like big bears, and I cannot lie. And I said, can you get me 15 yards for my recurve? He said, hey, Marcy, how are you? He said, if you're willing, Marcy, we're taking some folks from church fishing next week. Social distancing, sorry. He said, Avery, if you're willing to put in the time and you've got the patience, I can put you 15 yards from a big bear. Well, you know what? I got the patience and I'll make the time. A lot of freaking pickles comments coming in here. 2 minutes. Hey, John, we should get you on the show here, radio show here sometime in the next couple of weeks to talk about fishing below the Mackinac Bridge. How cool is that? 2 minutes on the freaking pickles. Marcy, you know what they're good for, Marcy? Freaking pickles are great in Bloody Marys. They'd be great on the boat in Bloody Marys. Marcy, I got to tell you, we miss all you guys too. We really, really do. Really do. A minute and a half on the freaking pickles. Why would you like to win some freaking pickles? Tell us why. Sherry Harpham is standing by. It's been awesome. John, let's do it. Let's get you on the show next week, John, next Wednesday. Okay. John Roby of Chase and Tails Charters out of Mackinac City. I'll make myself a note, and John, you get back with me to remind me. 1 minute on the freaking pickles, by the way, freakingpickles.com. John Roby radio next week. 1 minute on the freaking pickles. Why would you like to win some freaking pickles? Freakingpickles.com. Sherry Harpham standing by. 20 seconds on the freaking pickles. They're really good. And there are several different flavors. And Sherry Harpham and Ted Harpham, you know, Ted from Dart and Archery, and Sherry are doing such a wonderful job in promotion and marketing as you knew they would. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This one's going to be for real. 3, 2, 1. Contest is over. Contest is over. Sherry Harpham. Hey, Jen, how you doing? Didn't see you were here. Yeah, Linda, you're learning, aren't you? Linda says her ears are plugged this time. You're learning. Sherry Harpham. Who is the winner of this week's Freakin' Pickles giveaway? Who is the winner of this week's Freakin'? They are excellent. And I wrote down the winner of our, Don McLeod. I have not, Jim. I have not done that. Paul says he's heard freaking pickles are great. He says, I've heard freaking pickle. Freaking. That's why I said you got to be careful. Freaking pickles. You like my lilacs, Jen? That I waited. I love lilacs. I look forward to them every year. Sal Frontier. You picked him because he's got a cool name, didn't you? Sal, Frontiere Jr. Sal, congrats. Give me your contact info here in a private message or send them directly to Sherry. You can see her on screen there. Your contact info, how you want to pick up your freaking pickles, and congrats. Congrats to Sal Frontier on the Freakin' Pickles giveaway. And Sherry Harpham, thank you for being so generous with your giveaways. Freakinpickles.com is the website, freakinpickles.com. Check them out. You can find them now at retail stores all over the place. They're really starting to take off here. And you can always buy them online too at freakinpickles.com, freakinpickles.com. Anyway, Jen, I love lilacs. I got to put away my man card for a minute. I love the smell of lilacs. Oh, lilacs in a warm bath. No, of course not. No. I love the smell of lilacs. I got a great big lilac bush right outside my window here. And I've been waiting for the last couple of weeks for him to get ready so I could cut them and bring them in so I could smell them. And I got so busy the last few days, I kind of forgot to check on them. And I went out to get them in now, and you can see them. They're past prime. So they're still putting out a good smell, and I will bring a bunch of them here over the next few days. But I've just about... My lilacs are just about done. Lori says she's going to try to make lilac jelly. Do you actually make it out of lilacs, Lori? Jen Binns could do it. If anybody could make something like lilac jelly, Jen Binns could do it. Jen, Farms. Help me out, Jen. I'm sorry, my brain is kind of mush tonight. It's been one of those long days, but Jen, help me out. Stolen Willow Farms. Okay, yep. Doug says everybody who tried the freaking pickles. Watch yourself, Avery. The freaking pickles love them. Sal says thank you. Lilac soap. Oh, Stolen Willow Farm. Yeah. My dad used to make lilac soap. I loved it. I still have, my dad's gone now, but he used to make soap, and he made some lilac soap for me that I refuse to use because I don't want it to be gone. I want it to always be there. What else, my friends? What else we want to talk about tonight? Listen, thoughts and prayers for the folks who impacted by the dam failures at Edenville and Sanford. I live close to that area, so I have a little bit of and I know people who were directly firsthand affected by this. I have intentionally stayed out of the area. I have not gone into the area to see what it looks like because I feel dirty and creepy by doing that. I think the only reason people should go in there is to help other people. If you're not going in there to help clean up, stay out of there. There's looting going on. I heard about that this morning. They're actually looting. What kind of a dirtbag goes into a disaster area and steals from people whose lives have been devastated? Who does that? It's terrible. So I have intentionally stayed out of there because I feel like by just going up there and gawking and looking at it, it's disrespectful to the people who are going through the tragedy. And it's an invasion of their privacy. So I won't go up there. I've seen it online, but I won't go up there. Somebody was asking if I can now, Carl is saying, can you now charter a fishing trip? I have this, which allows me to, because I'm now a licensed master captain. But I'm not going to take any chartered trips for a couple of reasons. Number one, well, this is not the main reason, but it is a factor. My boat has not been inspected. So to run paid charter trips, my boat, the Angler Quest, would also have to be inspected, and it hasn't been. But the bigger reason is I just don't want to do paid charters. I'm not a good enough fisherman to be a paid charter captain. For example, my last couple of trips, I have absolutely struggled. And if somebody's going to pay me to take them out and catch them fish, I want to go out and catch them fish. And that hasn't been the case. I'm not good enough to consistently catch fish for people who are paying me to catch fish. I just wouldn't feel right about it. The other reason, number 7 flicker shads, Kevin, number 7 flicker shads. And I also had a rattle tot out as well. Kevin's asking me what kind of cranks do I run on the bay. The number 7 flicker shads, and when I'm in shallow, in skinny water, I like, it's like a car wreck mentality. Absolutely, Jeff. I like the old fashioned Hottentots. And I'm, as far as chartering, I have a job. I don't want to say I don't need the money. No, not at all. I'm saying I don't need to rely on chartering for my income. That's what I mean to say. And I think it would be very rude of me to do that. And it would be strategically and from a business perspective, it would be a bad idea, because why would I want to become a paid charter captain on Saginaw Bay, which is where I would do it, and try to go into competition with a guy like a Lance Valentine or a Jeff Godey or any of the fine charter captains out there? I think it would just be a bad idea. It would be a bad PR move. I don't want to show disrespect to my friends who are paid charter captains, who are very, very good at it. I use those guys as resources. I have them on the show. I pick their brains. So I just don't want to. I don't want to do it. The reason I got this is to cover myself, because when I take people out on the water, because I give away fishing trips for charity auctions, I wanted to have my license. Now, I do want to have the boat inspected as well, just for that. But because of the COVID situation, I wasn't able to get it inspected yet. But at least I got this. Would you take out a patron if we donate to an outdoors charity in your name? No, Linda, I am absolutely booked up. I'm just telling you the truth. I am slammed for this summer. By the time the summer's over, I'm going to feel like I'm a working charter captain because I have so many trips that I'm going to do. Plus, I got to make up some trips from last year. So and I appreciate it, Linda, but I'm slammed. Absolutely slammed. How do you like my graphics, by the way, my friends? What is that? Edit. Oh, I don't want to do that. Let's do about 5 more minutes. So you throw me some questions. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Here's the question Linda was asking, by the way. She said, would you take out a patron if we donate to an outdoor charity in your name? Which would be obviously a wonderful, honorable thing, but I just don't have time for it. Looks good on YouTube, Craig says. Ed, there's Ed right there. That's Ed Bolanowski. That is Ed from Speedy Blaze, speedyblaze.com. And there's our friend Jen. Oh, I like your emoji, Jen. I like your emoji. Louis, how you doing tonight, Louis? Oh, I lost you, Louis. There we go. Oh, there's Louis right there. Boom. Thanks, Louis. Appreciate that. Rick says let's see what he says here. Rick says, I have more respect for you not running a charter than doing so after your response. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that. I got my reasons for not doing it. Yeah, I've thought about it a lot. Here's an interesting question. Do you night fish for bass? I don't even day fish for bass. I'm just not interested. And I realize I'm, pun intended, I'm missing the boat because bass are a wonderful fish. And a lot of people fish for them. It's a very popular game fish, very good fighting fish. We have a tremendous smallmouth fishery here in the Great Lakes and in Michigan, but I'm hooked on walleye. And before that, I was hooked on salmon. You like seeing that pop up, do you? What I got to figure out though, Jen, is you can see my old graphic a little bit behind it. I got to figure out a way. I could just move that graphic up. I could do that. I could just move it up and that would hide it. That's what I'll do. I'll just move it up. That's what I'll do. See how I got it anchored at the bottom of the screen? I'll just move it up a little bit so it'll hide. Problem solved. New headphones. No, these are some in-ear monitors I've had for a while. And I'm going to tell you the truth why I'm using these. My other headphones are here. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to get real with you for a minute. As soon as I find them here. These are my other headphones. These are the ones that I usually wear. And you're going to laugh at me and you're going to go, Avery, you're an idiot. Keep in mind, here's the backstory here, right? I've lost more than 100 pounds and I'm working very hard to keep it off. And I have gained a few pounds back, which is common with what you're going to do. I had bariatric surgery and you're going to gain some weight back. It's just, you can't keep it all off. But I think these make my face look fat, so I don't wear them anymore. See, my face doesn't look so fat with the in-ear monitors. And that's the real reason, Jason, just being real with you. That's the real reason I don't use these, at least on my Facebook Lives. It's a riot. What are we talking about here? A bass, Richard? Throw into the water. Maybe I don't know what that. Hooked on fishing. Nothing like it. Isn't that the truth? Now, see, this is interesting because your graphic is up higher. I would really have to move mine. Oh, see. Oh, if 2 lines. That's what it is. 2. Okay. I got it. I see how this works. I'll get this figured out. This new, and it's called StreamYard, by the way, is only about, I think this is the 3rd week I've been using it, but it has a lot of potential. I'm actually using my phone up here as my camera. You can see I've got my Shure SM7B or SMB7. So I got it. Anyway. All right, my friends. I think I've taken up enough of your time tonight, but I certainly do appreciate you joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Again, thank you to Dawn McLeod for winning our Speedy Blaze. Thank you to Ed Bolanowski and everybody at Speedy Blaze, the website speedyblaze.com, speedyblaze.com. Congrats to Sal Frontier for winning our freaking pickles. And thank you to Sherry Harpham and everybody at Freakin' Pickles, freakinpickles.com. And thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. If you have a question, a comment for me, always feel free to put it here on the Mike Avery Mike Avery Outdoors YouTube channel or my Facebook page. Or if you want to make it more private, you can send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. That's mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. And I will talk with you next time. I'll be here on the page, but you can be sure I'll be here next Wednesday night for another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Thank you for joining me. Yes, and the broadcast.